Oh my god! What is that?
Ah, anime. In any season, we are bound to get at least one head turner, or an outright bizarre one. Yes, no matter how good Spring has been, we have a few ones that make you question the people who are greenlighting some of these. So, in today's edition of What the Hell Am I Looking At? We have a humanoid bird who speaks Russian living with a family and being a freeloader. The industry saw Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian and thought, no, this is not enough. We need more Russian speaking characters. But forget making them into cute anime girls. No, 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 no. Instead, let's make it into a bird with an extremely uncomfortable look, which makes ornithophobiacs fear for their lives, and perhaps even makes some become ones by the end of it all. We have Kujima, why sing when you can warble? Is that even a word? Huh, quite fitting. Anyways, let's find out what this is about. Do we have a comedy? Slice of life? Horror? Well, to some that may be the case. Hell, maybe even all of them. So without further ado, let's get into this one. We begin with our human main character, Kota Arata, a middle school first year student whose family life is not the best as his parents work late and he barely spends any time with them, as well as his older brother who recently failed his college entrance exams and has locked himself in his room all the time. Our second main character, Kujima, is a Russian bird who lives in Russia but comes down to Japan when it's winter. It has a fascination with Japanese culture and especially Japanese food. Honestly, little is known of what Kujima really is, apart from getting some backstory on them being a type of bird species who was raised by an old Russian man named Maxim, who taught Kujima Russian and other things about Russian culture, which we see Kujima talk and show Arata and his family throughout the anime. So where does this story begin? Well, one day when Arata is walking home, he stumbles upon a bird creature under a vending machine looking for change. The bird creature named Kujima is looking for money to be able to buy a rice bowl as it wants to eat Japanese food. So Arata invites it to his house to eat and somehow convinces the family to let it stay until it can go back to Russia in spring. Kujima brings some energy back to this family who are just so distant from each other and rarely spend any time together as a family. Their life is completely changed and their daily lives now involve the wild things that Kujima gets up to, from committing a crime and cutting down bamboo from a private property, almost giving an old man a heart attack, running into a ghost, and many more. There's always something happening in Arata's house. Now, what in the world is this show even about? Well, it's just your typical slice of life anime, where each episode is something new and majority of the time it doesn't really connect with the previous ones. It does have one consistent main storyline, which involves how different Arata's family was before Kujima, and like mentioned before, the distance between them causing a rift in the family, which all began when his older brother, Suguru, failed his college entrance exam, which in turn caused him to become depressed, a shut-in doing nothing but studying, and severing his relationship with his family. So Kujima's energetic and naiveness is what basically starts repairing this family. It's a pretty wholesome story and it took me by surprise how good the production this show managed to get. But yes, let's point out the obvious. Kujima is a creepy looking talking humanoid bird, and like many when they first saw the trailer thought, what the fuck am I even looking at? That said, it is something that's not new that we haven't yet seen before. But the most recent one that comes to mind, one anime about a giant cat being a house husband. I'm sure quite a few who watched the first episode might have found Kujima to be kind of annoying, with both its voice and actions at times, which is valid as they can be annoying at times, but I got over it after a few episodes and accepted that's just how that character was made to be. Story wise, it was fine to me, with 2/3 of it already being done. I have seen some, I guess, weirder shows, so it wasn't an anime that I won't give at least a chance. This of course is labeled as a comedy, which there were a few times where they get a chuckle or two from me. The majority being more Japanese type humor, which is completely different from Western type humor shows that I'm used to. I did like the proverbs being an essential thing to the show, which was cool to learn about, and especially the ones that are commonly used in Japan. The music though, oh my god, is it so good. Every background music throughout the show and the ending song, which I can say is one of my favorites this year, both just give this peaceful and relaxing feeling when watching the show, which of course that's what slice of life anime is all about. Overall, past wherever the hell Kujima is, it's actually quite a decent show, and one that I think people who really enjoy their slice of life anime might be willing to watch. Of course, there are better ones out there, And I know the slice of life genre isn't really one that's popular as others, so it can be a hard show to recommend. And once again, especially trying to explain what the hell they're looking at when they look at Kujima, which is, even after 9 episodes, I still don't know. Well, that is basically all I have to say about the most interesting anime that I'm watching this season. I might look at birds a little differently now. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.